Okay, Unscrewed Viper here, with some E3 thoughts now that it's fully wrapped up and all that stuff. I'd like to, first of all, there's no Street Fighter X Tekken, oh no, Tekken X Street Fighter, which, yeah, I guess I'm notes here. There's no Tekken X Street Fighter, which is my main disappointment, but, you know, I just go back to Tekken Tag 2, which has a lot to be explored and all that stuff, which is fine with me. It's better that they release a really full game and like one that's done right and all that stuff. So that's good. That's not a big thing. But I guess I'll start off with the racing games. There is a Drive Club that's like really the main hype one, but I'm more excited about Grid Autosport. And well, ever since the first Grid, which I got accidentally because a friend recommended it. But I liked it because it had really good crashes in it, like parts of your cars flying off and all that stuff. And like Gran Turismo never had that. They had the realistic stuff in it. It has a more arcadey feel to it, and you couldn't modify your cars like you could in Gran Turismo. So you just used whatever the tuning was that they had for that car and all that stuff, which was usually pretty good and was usually pretty comfortable. Like even the Mustang was really good in it, which is my favorite car. So like I'll always be picking that car. But the one that's really a shocker for me is the Project Cars. That looks really good. Project Cars is the one. If I had a PS4, not that I'm going to get one anytime soon, but if I owned one, that would be the game I'd be looking for a racing game. It would be Project Cars because that looks awesome. So I guess, alright, there's the racing out of the way. Fighting games, oh, of course you got Mortal Kombat 10, which has got some crazy good hype and all that stuff, and it looks really good. And so that's one of them. And there's plenty of talk on that. I'm not going to go in that. There's so much about that stuff. That ain't funny. What's the other one here? Oh yeah, UFC 2014. This one here I will get because it has Bruce Lee in it. Generally, rule of thumb is for fighting games, I always get a fighting game that has a Bruce Lee character. King of Fighters would be the exception that I picked up. Like Street Fighter has Fei Long. Tekken has Martial Law and Force Law. Dead or Alive has Yan Li, and Virtua Fighter has Jackie Bryan. So like like I always get the fighting games that have a Bruce Lee character, and so UFC 2014 is on the list for me for sure. And with the Bruce Lee DLC, I don't think I'll be pre-ordering, so I'll have to buy the DLC afterwards. What else here? Alright, so you got your gory games. There's plenty of gore out there. I should have been talking Mortal Kombat and Gory and the gore, but I kind of messed that up. Alright, so gore, you got Bloodborne. Bloodborne looks really gory. You got like they're going for they're definitely going for the gory stuff, and like the Mortal Kombat, like that's gore, all gore, like, you know, they get it gets the American people into like the martial arts game, but like these other ones like Let It Die, that looks like a Dead Space game, but you're on ground or something. Like I have no idea like the concept of that. It looks really ridiculous. I don't know where it's going, but it's definitely interesting. And Dead Island 2, which is I like Dead Island. I like the first one. That's why I got that one video up there that hardly got any views, but I like that game. So that's really good, and it's an exclusive for PS4. So like that was kind of unexpected surprise for me. Gore. What else is gore here? Those three there, Bloodborne, Let It Die, and Dead Island 2 for the gory games, and Mortal Kombat 10, which is like ultimate gore. Alright, so then I'd go to the fighting games. The fighting games would be Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, everyone. Like, you know, I got all the Call of Duty games, besides from Black Ops 2, which I never did yet. So like I'll be getting that because Call of Duty does do action really good. You cannot knock that. They do good action. It's just, you know, everyone just stereotypes immediately goes to it's a Michael Bay film. Well, it's also a lot like Navy SEALs and all those other great movies that you've grown up watching and all that stuff. Like there was always like the shower scene in the freaking in Modern Warfare 2, I think it was. You know, it's got all this classic stuff in it. Those are like classic movie scenes that you get to play in the comfort of your home instead of just watching on TV and watching some actor go through the motions. You get to be in that kind of thing. So I think that's cool as hell. Battlefield Hardline, which is kind of like Payday from the PlayStation Network there. Decent game too. I haven't put any footage of that on there yet, but I'll try to get to that later on. And it seems to be like a online only thing. I'm not sure if that's the case, but it seems like an online only. But the one that I'm really looking forward to is Rainbow Six Siege. Finally, another Rainbow Six fucking game. Like, this is where it's at. This and freaking and these, like. Call of Duty killed these games, but these were the top games at one point, man. Like, you could hug walls, and blind fire, you could take your suppressor off your weapon, you could select the fire of your weapon, you could go to single shot, you can go to burst, or you can go to full auto. You could do so much in this game, and that you can't do in Call of Duty series and all that stuff. So, and you got your tactical shooter, you got team strategy stuff and all that stuff. And the Siege one where there's an attacker and defender, and the walls get tearing apart, kind of like Black, which is another game that hasn't been remade. Like a Black 2 would be fucking awesome. Well, this is off topic, but Ghost in the Shell would be another great fucking game to make, and that's why they're still there. Alright, what else is there? Metal Gear Solid 5. I announced that a long time ago, but the production has come a long way and it looks really, really sharp. So that there is a definite must. You know, Metal Gear Solid games. Like, I've only started at 3, but ever since then I've been kind of hooked. Alright, so. And Tom Clancy, the Division, which is there's like a plague happening, and there's like riots in the streets and just chaos everywhere and all that stuff, and you got some really good electronic stuff to link into, like all this stuff that they're like the surveillance cameras. You get to like get a preview and understanding of what the whole scene is and all that stuff, and the movement and all that stuff looks very much like Call of Duty Ghost Recon. I find like they're similar to that, but it's in a total different like time period and area and all that stuff. So should be interesting. I don't know, this one here for the younger generation, it's a really decent one. Pac-Man, and it's also a classic, and they will have all the original Pac-Mans on it too, or something like that. Ghostly Adventures 2, Pac-Man, Namco. So I always support Namco. I'm pretty good with them. It's like Ace Combat was a pretty good surprise there, and like that all of a sudden that was out, and I managed to buy the Alt Unlimited campaign and all that stuff. So when it's updated with the new missions, I will put those up there too. Oh, and speaking of that, No Man's Sky is like one of those games that I think is totally underappreciated right now, because this is like an interplanetary space travel. Freaking, you're on an island. It starts off, you're on an island with you're looking at dinosaurs and all that stuff. It looks like you're driving an X-wing fighter from Star Wars, and there's this big dinosaur coming, and you freaking run into the freaking X-wing. You fly off, you go into space, and then you go right out of the ozone layer and go into space, and then you go to another planet. First you go through an asteroid belt and all that stuff, and then you go to another planet. You go right into the thing, land on the ground. Well, you don't land, you fight all these things that are trying to take over that planet for some reason, which we don't know because we haven't played the game. But that there is a really neat one, and Entwined is is another one that's really interesting. It'd be a really decent game to play. I think it's kind of like, I don't know, I'd have to classify it in with the Echochrome like kind of game. You know, I don't know if you played Echochrome, but it's like those old paintings where you don't know which way is top, is down, the stairs looks like they're all connected and all that stuff. So like it's a deeper kind of game, and it's not just your typical first-person shooter. And you know, people are always saying like, they just made another Call of Duty and all that stuff, but I don't really care and all that stuff. But but why don't they make something original? And then when they do make something original, everyone just laughs at it. And it's just like, you know, that kind of attitude is about today's gamer that really drives me up the wall, man. Like, you guys don't know how lucky you are to have some of these games. Like, they're putting their heart and souls in these games, and sometimes, well, besides from Capcom, besides from Capcom, they put their heart and soul in the games, which is, Capcom has learned from their freaking mistakes, I'd say, too. But oh, Batman Arkham Knight, that's your adventure game too. That's up there with Pac-Man, I guess you could say. Another decent game. And yeah, so like, yeah, I didn't get the third one yet, but I definitely in the books there that those would be good games. And you get to drive the Batmobile, so that's going to be wild. Like, finally, you know, that Batmobile will always be there, but you never had enough of an open world to really use it. Like, you would drive in it and you'd be around the freaking whole place in a matter of seconds. It'd just be a waste of time. So they didn't bother making. Now they made the world big enough that it's actually usable. So that's going to be awesome. Oh, Rise of Tomb Raider, it starts off from the latest one. I got it on the hard drive, so I can't show you a freaking thing with Jiggy. But that's another interesting one too, I'd say. Oh, another Namco game, Dynasty Warriors Gundam. Gundam Reborn. Another really good game. I'm thinking of getting that one. I haven't played a Dynasty Warriors like for a really long time. Like, I only played it like for about an hour at a buddy's place, and I think that I'm looking forward to that one, because like Gundam, I never really, I had like one manga book of it, but definitely I think I'm gonna get that at some point. So yeah, now that E3's over, no Tekken X Street Fighter, sadly. They're talking about Evo, in this next Evo event coming, but who knows? Who knows? So whenever that happens, I'll be happy with Tekken Tag 2 for a while anyway. Yeah, so I think we're good. Peace out.